What's going on, everybody? I'm Shy. This is TheDollarTree. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Yes, timestamps are in the description. I know you guys appreciate that. You appreciate it so much that you go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know when we upload a new video. Break the thumb on that like button. The YouTube algorithm told me you will never see the light of 500 or 1,000 subscribers unless you start getting 50 likes a video. So I very much appreciate it if you guys go ahead and like the video on your way in. All right, today's video, we're going to talk about Zilliqa. All right, and we're going to talk about Swipe as well and give the Swipe update. So let's discuss Zilliqa first. Let's talk about Zilliqa and then we'll switch over into Swipe. All right, so I knew about Zilliqa for at least a year now, right? Minimum a year. I knew about it since probably around like August of last year. So what I didn't do though was look, at that time, the way coins were coming into the market, like I said before, it's over 7,000 cryptocurrencies out there. So the way these coins were coming into the market, it was kind of like another one. You know what I'm saying? So I just didn't really pay it any mind. I was like, okay, another coin. And it was a BTC pair. It was on an exchange that I did not have access to and had no desire to gain access to. So that was pretty much, what I originally thought about it. But however, over the last 2 years, I have to give Zilliqa credit. They have been doing a lot of things. And I discovered some things about Zilliqa that leaves me supremely intrigued about it. All right. What are those things? Number one, I'm going to tell you something about me. One of my most favorite places where I do plan on going when this whole situation goes away, Singapore. I fell in love with Singapore. All right. I don't know what to tell you. I just like it. I love it. So my intent is to get to Singapore as soon as possible when this whole thing is over. All right. Now, I've discovered that Zilliqa and Singapore, there's a connection there, right? So I'm like, okay, Zilliqa, Singapore. Okay, what else you got, Zilliqa? So then I started to see that Zilliqa they released a DEX and was they have staking. So I'm like, okay, price stability. You're trying to build some of that baseline build over time, stick around, Then I discovered that the exchanges that I use, they also allow staking for Zilliqa. So I'm like, oh, this is getting even better. Let's go. So then I'm like, all right, so what is Zilliqa all about? What is the intent behind Zilliqa? And here in turn, we go to, let's go take a look at these articles so I can show you what it is that I was looking at in reference to Zilliqa that made me feel like Zilliqa might be something that I might actually be hanging on to and add to my picks as far as investing and trading, not just for the now, but the later. All right, so let's take a look at these articles real quick before we swipe over to Swipe, pun intended. All right, here we go. So I want to start from right here, Ledger Insights. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run down these article titles just to show you the type of activity that Zilliqa has been up to, extremely active over the past, year or two. And listen, the partnerships and things that they're trying to create for themselves and what they're trying to accomplish overall is, it's a feat that's going to take a while to do. But the curiosity is, can they keep their names in the minds of, of people? And are they going to be a stable enough company to where people feel as though they will be a viable investment long term? All right. So let's start with this one. German bank partners with Anquan Capital, the firm behind Zilliqa. Wow. So I didn't know that. So they're partnering with a German bank. And then you have Binance US. Now, we know, United States is, a little goofy about, securities and all this other stuff. However, Zilliqa is clear. You're clearly going to have free reign for Zilliqa as a retail investor, which is, again, that means people will be able to FOMO into Zilliqa easily in the United States. They will have easy access to it. Binance is a very popular exchange. They're up in their compliance game. I'm not even gonna lie. When I first seen this one right here, Zilliqa teams up with KuCoin to allow staking, I was like, man, maybe I should stake some Zilliqa and maybe a few others, but I didn't. However, but they also were adding staking to Binance as well. So again, Zilliqa propelled ahead as a DeFi leader. So they're in DeFi, of course. They're allowing staking. They're on popular exchanges like Binance. So that gave me plenty of confidence to see that, you know, Zilliqa might be something that could be around for a very long time and might actually be something that people may look to invest in. But however, what I think is Zilliqa needs to do something that's something probably like I mean, I don't know exactly what their intent is behind Zilliqa. You know, I don't know if they're trying to improve or grow blockchain. I understand that they're working with these partnerships, but there's another article title that I saw that I'm gonna get to as well. So let's switch to Zilliqa launches first decentralized exchange built by Switch.io. I have to figure out who Switch.io is. I'm unfamiliar with them. I heard of the name, but I'm familiar about what's going on with that. So I need to look into that a little bit further. XFers launches fully regulated digital Singapore dollar on Ethereum and Zilliqa. Wow. Wow. So Zilliqa's, wow. Hey, that's big news. And that was a month ago. Wow. Interesting. Hey, listen, I'm loving every minute of it. I like how they got Singapore right here in the background. Love Singapore. Beautiful, beautiful place. I cannot wait to get myself over to Singapore when this whole thing is over. The XSGD stablecoin is touted as the world's first travel rule compliant payment solution. Individuals with bank accounts in Singapore can immediately convert SGD to XSGD. So that is their stablecoin. Wow. XSGD stablecoin will be regulated and always be backed one-to-one with Singapore dollars. Yo, loving Singapore and what they're doing. And Zilliqa being attached to that, making me feel like Zilliqa is my Singapore investment for my Singapore currency that I'm gonna need when I'm living in Singapore. Yeah, this is looking good. But anyway, so let's continue on. I don't want to make this too long. But yeah, Zilliqa's looking good. Zilliqa appoints on-chain custodian for insured crypto custody services. So now there you go. That's more good news. And they're on Yahoo Finance. This is from August 5th. Okay, Ethereum Classics miners can now also mine Zilliqa. That's a good thing because Ethereum Classic is turning out to be garbage water. Vitalik Buterin. And Zilliqa has a lot of room to succeed and prosper. Really? Oh, hey, listen. If Vitalik is giving Zilliqa a shout out, I'm hella sold. I'm hella sold. It's looking better and better. You're connected one-to-one to the Singapore dollar. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. All right, I'm sold. That's it. We got it. All right. I don't think there's any need to go further, but no, I'm being, you know, facetious. Real quick, I wanted you guys to check out this as well. Zilliqa to work with Binance on dollar-based stablecoin. Zilliqa is an enterprise-level blockchain platform. Listen to that. Enterprise level. Makes sense knowing that they're partnering with the German bank and, you know, straight out of Singapore. Listen, I'm loving every bit of it. All right, last article before we switch over to Swipe, and it's from Crypto Briefing. Has Zilliqa built a better Ethereum yet? Zilliqa's future has, for better or worse, always been defined by Ethereum's trajectory. So they are largely tied with Ethereum. And if you guys don't know, I am high on Ethereum. Ethereum is my number one. All right. In many ways, though, Zilliqa has found ways to quickly resolve the growing pains of the number 2 blockchain network. Zilliqa has made a strategy of following Ethereum and adding improvements like scalability. Since CryptoKitties, the Zilliqa team has been working to right DeFi's uncertain future. Unfortunately, the ZIL token hasn't enjoyed the same value as its counterpart, Ethereum. Zilliqa, a smart contracts platform, has been following Ethereum's missteps ever since CryptoKitties brought the #2 network to a halt in 2017. Now with DeFi future in question, can Zilla pick up the slack? Zilliqa scales Ethereum. More than 3 years ago, various blockchain networks ran into scalability bottlenecks. This meant that confirming transactions took much longer and became much more expensive. Ethereum was not excluded from these discussions either. Part of the network's attraction is its flexibility. Where Bitcoin can only transfer digital value, developers could build whole games on Ethereum. Notable winners from this experimentation have been CryptoKitties and Ethermon, a Pokemon-like game. So I'm not going to continue on this, but listen. Look, if they're going to be working to improve Ethereum, working on the scalability, we know that Ethereum has just released 2.0 and started loading up on Ethereum 2.0. I'm loving Zilliqa, but that's enough of Zilliqa. That took long enough. Let's switch over to Swipe and let's see what this price action is looking like for Swipe. All right. If you have been following along, you know we have a setup on Swipe right now, and currently we are in the accumulation zone, just below it at $1 to $1.04. Let's start with the weekly. You got a bullish engulfing candle down here on the weekly with that long green wick at the top from the most recent run up. All right. Now we have had a pullback, but that's all you can really see on the weekly. From this chart on this exchange, I can see very little data, but still plenty of data. Let's roll ourselves down to the daily and see what we can gather from the daily. See if we can see what down here on the daily. Now on the daily, this looks to be rolling over on the daily. Not good. Let me zoom in for you guys here so you can see what's going on. Boom. So you got 3 candles here. You got that long green candle, and you can see that it is rolling over now, trying to recover. So not looking good on the daily chart for Swipe. You got a rounded bottom. Let's see if this can somehow produce a cup and handle somehow, some way, or recovery. I mean, at least for the daily, is looking pretty bearish right now. You already crossed bullish on the MACD down at the bottom. And it looks like you're losing momentum on a daily for the MACD as well. So if Swipe continues lower back down to retest 78 to 82 cent support, then I wouldn't be surprised if it heads back down there. But let's see if we can get something a little more positive. Let's see if we can get a positive look out of this coming down to the 12-hour. Let's go down to the 12-hour so we get some more candles in this chart. All right, 12-hour, same thing. You almost had a tweezer top on the 12-hour. This is just looking it's looking rough. It's looking rough. I mean, you had this beautiful recovery on the 12-hour from down at 72 cents, came all the way down to 71, 72 cents and bounced and came all the way up to $1.17. And now you almost had this bullish engulfing candle on the 12-hour, but you can see it still was a bearish change in trend. Swipe has suffered more from those 2 dumps from Friday and today than many of the other coins that I'm keeping my eye on right now. Nonetheless, I do expect some recovery from Swipe down at this 78 to 82 cent range, because it held pretty well before dropping down, before rolling up. Now, what have I said in previous videos? 70% of the time, the price will drop lower before it bounces and continue higher. All right. So yes, it will break out, but most of the time it'll break low before it breaks higher than the previous price. So let's roll down to the 8-hour now. Let's see what the 8-hour has in store for us. See if we might be able to see this trend reversal continue and get out of this little bearish sequence. So what I'm looking at now on the 8-hour is it looked like it might be trying to form a small little flag. But the problem with that is if I look down at the MACD, you're crossing bearish. You've been losing momentum. Okay. So what I want to know is, I'm not seeing much out of this other than pretty much where the price is right now is where it bounced. where you get this most recent green candle. Matter of fact, let me draw a rounded bottom out of where I'm showing you guys this bounce at. So we got a bounce right here to the left where you see this first rounded bottom, and then you can see that that bounce matches up with the price action where it's at right now for this second bounce. All right, not exactly equal to each other, but close. And then you got this big bounce down at the bottom. So currently it's a higher low from this 71-cent bounce where we came all the way up to $1.17. So can we recover without having to go all the way back down to this major support at 78 to 82 cents? Now, I would not be surprised if it came down there. All right, that is where you got pretty good support and price action down there before you dropped a little bit, and then everybody picked up the buy orders, and the entire market took off. So you got a double bottom, right? Not a double bottom. You got two shoulders. It looks to be like a head and shoulders, a pseudo head and shoulders, if you will. But you can see this is pretty good support here because this is where it bounced. Can it continue after this bounce? How will we find this out? Easy. Let's go down to some lower time frames to see if it will bounce anytime soon, or we will continue bearish. All right, down at the 4 hour, you got this. I'm going to circle this for you guys. Actually, let me circle this so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about when I'm describing this. All right. So in this area that I have circled here on the 4 hour, we're going to talk about this zone right here. So in this zone, you had a downtrend. All right, 4 straight red candles, two red candles going into a green candle, and then you had a large bearish engulfing candle. You look to be recovering right now. When you bounce. You're finding support at this zone right now for swipe. All right, which is good. And even on this time frame, let me draw this for you. Can this play out as this as well? Here's a thought for you guys. I actually like this thought right here. So let me draw it for you. Let me put this right here and screenshot this for you guys. Can we draw it as this? Can we draw it as potentially a double bottom? You got a bounce, and then you got a lower low. Can you bounce and put in a higher low after this? Can it bounce from here? All right, so let me screenshot this. All right, let's go down to the shorter time frame. Let's go down to the 1 hour. I usually don't like to go down to the 1 hour on this, but I really want to see what's going on with this trade because this is our setup. All right, so on the 4 hour, this is where you're getting all the action. All right, yeah, on the 4 hour, it looks more closely related to a double bottom. You're finding support here. Excuse me, on the 1 hour. I mean, you look like you're finding support here at this 90 cent range down here. That's not bad, man. I like this. I like the way this looks. Now, whether it'll play out is a different story. And if you look left, which I'm gonna add another circle to the left so you guys can see, you got some pretty good price action and support resistance over here as well, as far as that 90 cent is concerned. So can this price action hold? That's the $1 million question. Can this price action hold for swipe to continue and to the upside? I mean, right now we want to hope that this market is pretty bullish right now. We want to hope that that's the case and it continues as such. But it remains to be seen. However, down here on the MACD, let's go over this MACD real quick. You look like you might be trying to reverse to the upside as far as momentum down on the MACD. So if you can cross bullish on the MACD, let's see if that's going to give you enough momentum. It doesn't look like it because you haven't been bearish very long here on the 1 hour. But let's see if you can get some bullish momentum on the 1 hour to continue higher and retest that $1.04 and break it. All right, let's break this $1.04 and get back into this bullish zone so we can continue higher. I mean, I don't mind. Listen, I will also welcome a bounce down at 78 to 82 cents. Why? Because that's going to give us the opportunity to accumulate more swipe for the eventual run up, because we are in the accumulation zone. All right, shout out to you guys for sticking around and watching. All right, so that's it. That's what I got for you guys as far as Zilliqa, and Swipe. Man, I like Zilliqa, man. You know, seeing that they have also been tied to Ethereum as far as helping the scalability for Ethereum is giving me big confidence and in Zilliqa as far as, you know, seeing Zilliqa as an investment once the bear market is at the peak. You know, once we're around the peak of the bear market. I've said this before that no coin is a good investment going into a bear cycle. Listen, if the trend continues for cryptocurrency, which for the most part we expect it to, we know that these coins are, after running up, are going to take a drastic hit. So on the Patreon, yes, shout out to the Patreon. I'm telling you right now, any of you guys ever seen the movie The Big Short? Yes, I'm looking for The Big Short. After The Big Short, then I'll start, you know, recharting, figuring out what are the potential areas where we can see a bounce to return to bullish conditions for the market after a couple years or whatever of the bearish market, and go from there. But Zilliqa in that respect is definitely 100 gazillion% on my list. But the real question is it on my list for now, for the rest of the bear bull cycle? And is it going to have enough, you know, influence in the market to be stable, have good stable base price increase, and be around after the whole bear cycle is over? Because we know with all the good news and all of that stuff that comes out, when you in a bear cycle, you in a bear cycle. So none of that matters. All right, people are going to be looking to take profits and things like that. So appreciate you guys for watching. Any video requests or questions that you guys may have, go ahead and DM us on TheDollarTree on Instagram. DM us. Let us know what you think. Make sure you like the video. We need 50 likes on these video, guys. Very much appreciate it. I got work to do, and I need to make my smoothie, my breakfast. I will see you guys in the next video.